third grade families, today we started a 2-day lesson about array multiplication, and again this is using those root facts to then think of it as an extension fact and being able to use order of operations as well as the associative property to find how much an array would be equal to. So here we start off with a 4 by 28 array. You can see here that the bottom axis is labeled so that it's easier for the children to see where 28 might be, because for example they could start counting at 20, then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get them to 28. How I taught the students to do this today was we explored first by using base 10 cubes to build different arrays to show that knowing your root facts and knowing your multiplication of 10 can truly help you to solve array multiplication. So I'm going to simply just draw a line here where 28 would be, and it's a 4 by 28 array, so I'm going to count up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to be the top of my array there. And I'm going to have to draw all the way back to my 0 marker so that I show I have a 4 by 28 array. The reason we used base 10 pieces today is because if you look at this, if we were to build this in real life with base 10 pieces, each one of these rows from 0 to 10 would be like one base 10 stick. So we could count 10, 20, 30, 40. Students could either, oh I'm sorry, I went too far there. So students could either count up to 40 or they could know that 4 by 10 would equal 40. They need to keep going though to add up the total amount in their array. So again, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. That would be the same because the difference between 10 and 20 is 10, and we're still only having 4 rows here. So this is like a second 4 by 10 array, and they could divide that by drawing a line there, or they could continue to count up. So here we know that 40 plus 40 equals 80. And then we have to keep going from 20 to 28. So this array here is going to be a 4 by 8 array. If your child knows their root fact, then they'll be able to solve that fairly quickly. If they don't know the answer here, what they can do is they can continue to count by 4s and go 4, 8, 12, 16, highlighting each column. Or they could flip back to their multiplication and division chart at the front of their book. And they would be able to solve by saying, you know, okay, so what's 4 times 8? So go to 8 and go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 32. Or they could start in the 4 and count up to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, the answer is 32. Then they can flip back to their page. I know that this section here is worth 32. So if 40, so how we're going to solve for the total squares is either 80 plus 32 or 40 plus 40 plus 32. So here we find out that there's 112 squares in a 4 by 28 array. Again, knowing those root facts can really help your child to see that this array can be segmented into chunks that are easier to solve. I hope that that gives you an insight into how to do array multiplication. Like I said, we will have another day of exploration with array multiplication tomorrow, and then that's what tomorrow's homework will look like. Thank you so much. Have a great night.